Your savings account earned 33 cents last month. Your credit card charged you 184 in interest. Same bank, same you. One side of that equation is working for you, the other side is working for them. And it's not close. I want to show you 5 ways your bank makes money from you that you've probably never added up and exactly what to do about each one. Most people pick a bank by asking which one has the best features. The app, the branches, the sign-up bonus. That's not the right question. The right question is, how much is your bank earning from you and how much of that are you getting back? Those 2 numbers tell you everything. Today, I want to show you exactly what they are. Before I walk you through all 5, actually, before any of that, here's the number I want you to check right now. Open your banking app, find your savings account, look for the APY on that account. If you don't see it in the app, it's on your bank's website. 2 minutes, I'll wait. If it says 0.01%, that's not a typo. That is Chase's current savings rate. The national average is 0.39%. And you can find high-yield savings accounts right now paying between 3.5 and 4.2%. Here's what those numbers actually mean. On $10,000, Chase pays you $1 per year. $1. Let me put that another way. A high-yield savings account paying 4% pays you $400, same $10,000, same year. The gap, $399 every year, just sitting there. Over 10 years, $10,000 at Chase becomes $10,010. The same $10,000 at 4% becomes $14,802. The difference is $4,792 from a single banking decision you probably made years ago and never revisited. $4,792. And nobody sent you an email to tell you. The account just sat there. That's how this works. The cost doesn't announce itself. Open a high-yield savings account at an online bank or credit union. It takes 15 minutes. Most have no minimum balance. Every major online option, Ally, Marcus, SoFi, Discover, is FDIC insured up to $250,000. That's the same federal protection as Chase or Wells Fargo. The guarantee comes from the government, not the bank. Your money is exactly as safe. You don't have to move your checking. Just move the savings to where it actually earns something. That's the first one. The second costs more and it hits differently. The average overdraft fee at a major bank is $35. You spend $42 when your account has $28. The bank covers the difference. Then it charges you $35 for covering it. That's not protection. That's a fee for not having enough money. Here's what that fee actually costs. A $35 overdraft fee on a $50 shortfall, repaid in 3 days. The effective annual percentage rate on that transaction is 8,517%. 8,517%. No credit card in existence charges that rate. The fee your bank calls overdraft protection is mathematically one of the most expensive forms of short-term credit available to you, and the people who pay it most often are the ones who can least afford it. 9% of accounts pay 79% of all overdraft fees. That's not random. Those are people whose balances run thin before payday. Americans paid $12.1 billion in overdraft and NSF fees in 2024. Here's the quiet part. A rule existed that would have capped overdraft fees at 5. Congress overturned it. The president signed it away in May 2025. The fees stayed at 35. Chase collected roughly $1 billion in overdraft revenue that year. Wells Fargo collected roughly $1 billion. The system had a moment to change. It chose not to. Those are the numbers. Draw your own conclusions. 3 options. Pick the one that fits. First, switch to a bank that eliminated overdraft fees entirely. Capital One, Ally, and Citibank all cover overdrafts with no fee. Second, link your savings account to your checking account so any shortfall triggers an automatic transfer instead of a fee. Most banks offer this at no charge or for a small flat fee that is nowhere near 35. Third, turn off overdraft coverage entirely. The transaction gets declined, you feel the friction, but it costs you $0. Now let's talk about a fee that most people stopped seeing years ago. Many major banks charge monthly maintenance fees unless you maintain a minimum balance. Chase Savings charges $5 per month if conditions aren't met. Chase Premier Savings charges $25 per month unless you keep $15,000 in the account. Think about that second one for a moment. If you have $15,000, the fee goes away. If you don't, you pay for not having it. On a 5 to 100 balance, $12 per month is $144 per year. That's a 28.8% effective annual rate for the privilege of having a low balance. A $1,000 balance pays 14.4%. The less you have, the higher the percentage you pay. That's the architecture of the fee. And here's the thing, if you've been paying this fee for years, it's not because you chose it. It's because you opened the account, the fee was in the terms, and nobody followed up. No fee checking and savings accounts exist at most online banks and credit unions. Zero minimum balance. Zero monthly charge. Navy Federal, Alliant, Ally, Marcus, the list is long. The fee is not a law of banking. It's a business decision your bank made. A different bank made a different decision. And look, if you have $400 in a savings account right now, earning nothing and paying a monthly fee, there is a bank that will hold that $400 for free and pay you $16 a year in interest instead of charging you $144. That's $160 back on $400. I just want to say that plainly. The bank you're at is not the only option. It's just the one you haven't left yet. Now, here's the architecture behind all of it. The bank pays you 0.01% on your savings. It charges you, on average, 20.97% on credit card debt. That's the Federal Reserve's most recent figure as of late 2025. 7% on auto loans, 7 to 8% on mortgages. On the same $10,000 sitting in your savings account, the bank pays you $1. It earns roughly $300 to $500 lending those deposits to other customers. The gap between what the bank pays you for your money and what it charges other people for it is the core business model. The bank paid you $1. It earned several hundred. The math speaks for itself. You see that, right? And look, before we get to the fifth one, I want to say something about all of this. This isn't about hating banks. Banks serve a real function. They hold your money, process your payments, extend credit when you need it. That's not nothing. The issue isn't that banks exist. It's whether the specific deal you're in works for both sides. Right now, on most of these numbers, it doesn't. And you can fix that without leaving the banking system. You just need to pick a bank that has to compete for your business instead of one that's counting on you never leaving. The average American carrying a credit card balance holds $6,523 in debt. At 20.97%, that's roughly $1,370 in interest per year on money the bank sourced from depositors at near zero cost. None of this is hidden. It was all in the terms. They just counted on you never putting the two numbers next to each other. 2 moves. First, move your savings to a high-yield account. Your deposits earn a competitive return instead of subsidizing the spread. Second, if you're carrying credit card debt, look at balance transfer cards offering 0% intro APR for 12 to 21 months, or a debt consolidation loan at a lower fixed rate, paying 21% to an institution paying you 0.01% is the deal in its clearest form. You can change it. Which brings me to the last one. And in some ways, it's the most expensive. All 4 of the ways we just covered, the savings gap, the overdraft fee, the maintenance charge, the spread, those persist because of one thing. You stayed, not because you chose to stay, because switching felt complicated, changing your direct deposit, updating your auto pays, moving your linked accounts. It feels like 15 things to do in one afternoon, so you put it off. And the bank knows this. The complexity of switching isn't an accident. Every connection you'd have to update is a reason you haven't, and I get that. I genuinely do. Here's what that inertia costs. Savings gap on $10,399 per year. Maintenance fees, if you're paying them, $144 per year. ATM fees at 3 out-of-network uses per month, roughly $180 per year, plus overdraft fees if you're paying those. Conservative composite without overdrafts, $399 to $723 per year, with overdrafts added in up to $864. Over 10 years, that's $4,000 to $8,640 gone, quietly, to the bank that counted on you staying, $4,000 to $8,640 over a decade. Switching banks takes about 2 hours of actual work spread over a month, 2 hours to recover $400 to $800 per year. That's the highest hourly rate most people will ever earn on a single task. And unlike a raise or a side hustle, it pays you every year for the rest of your life without you doing anything else. Even if the only thing you do this week is move 200 from a 0.01% account to a 4% account, that's 8 next year. It's not nothing. It's what the bank was keeping. Now it's yours. 5 steps. Step 1. Open a new account at an online bank or credit union this week. 15 minutes. Step 2. Move your direct deposit, one form to your HR department or payroll portal. Step 3. Update autopays one at a time over 2 to 3 weeks. You don't have to do it in a day. Step 4. Keep the old account open with a small balance for 60 days to catch any autopays you missed. Step 5. Close the old account. Total time, 2 hours spread over a month. Annual payoff, $400 to $800 every year after. I want to put all 5 of these into one person's numbers. Keisha is 34. She earns $52,000 a year. She's had her checking and savings at the same major bank since college, the one her parents used, the one with a branch near her first apartment. Her savings balance is $4,200. At 0.01% APY, her savings earned 42 cents last year. She pays $5 per month in maintenance fees. Her balance doesn't meet the waiver threshold. She hit 3 overdrafts last year at $35 each. That's $105 in overdraft fees alone. Total annual bank cost, $165 in fees. Plus $168 in interest she didn't earn compared to a high-yield account. $333, gone. Now flip it. Same Keisha, same $52,000. After one banking decision, she moves her $4,200, all of it, to a high-yield savings account at 4%. She earns $168 this year instead of 42 cents. She switches to a no-fee checking account. She turns off overdraft coverage and links her savings as a backup transfer, no fees. Annual bank cost, 0 in fees instead of $165. $168 earned instead of 42 cents. Net swing, $333 per year. Same income, same life. One banking decision. The money didn't come from earning more. It didn't come from spending less. It came from stopping a transfer that was happening quietly every month from her account to theirs. Today, right now, 2 minutes. Check your savings account APY. It's in your app or on your bank's website. If it says anything under 1%, you now know the annual cost of staying. This week, open a high-yield savings account. 15 minutes? No minimum at most online banks, FDIC insured. Check your last 12 months of bank statements for overdraft fees. If you've paid even 2, that's $70. Consider switching to a bank that doesn't charge them. Check whether you're paying a monthly maintenance fee and whether you're actually meeting the waiver conditions. 5 minutes. This month, move your savings balance to the high-yield account. If you're switching checking accounts too, move direct deposit first, one HR form or payroll portal update. Then update auto pays one at a time over 2 to 3 weeks. Keep the old account open with a small balance for 60 days to catch stragglers. Then close it. And look, whether you've been at the same bank since your first job in your 20s, or you opened this account in your 40s and never looked at it again, the math doesn't care how long you've been there. It only cares what today's rate is. You can change that today. Your savings account earned 33 cents last month. Your credit card charged you $184 in interest. Same bank, same month. Now, you've seen the 5 mechanisms behind that gap: the savings rate, the overdraft fee, the maintenance charge, the spread between what the bank pays and what it charges, and the cost of staying. None of it was hidden. It was all in the terms. They just counted on you never putting the numbers together. Your bank has a business model. The question is whether you keep funding it or whether you make it fund you.